So we'll go ahead and get started. So let's start by bringing some awareness to our body and our posture, making sure that we keep our feet flat and our back straight. Our hands are in our lap with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching or resting on the knees. Trying to settle to relax the physical body into a stable, comfortable, upright position. And start to move your mind away from sounds in the room, any distracting visual images. Gathering your awareness inside the body and mind. And start to use the physical sensation of the breath as it passes into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Again and again, letting go of anything other than that sensation as it arises. Gently returning your time, your attention back to the breath. Then try to connect with a broad, virtuous motivation. Thinking of the purpose of your time as not being for yourself alone, but also being for the benefit of countless, limitless other sentient beings. Then we'll engage in a meditation on trying to become more familiar with patience. Patience is not necessarily a mind that doesn't act, but a mind that while acting is undisturbed, is calm, is balanced, is free of any maliciousness or harmful intent. We can start by visualizing in the space in front an image of Chenrezig, the Buddha of compassion. He is a youthful figure, white in color, and seated on a lotus. His body is adorned with fine jewels and garments. Between two hands, he holds a wish-fulfilling jewel. In two other hands, he holds a rosary and a lotus. This is the visualization of four-armed chenrezig. And from the depth of our heart, we request that chenrezig bless our mind stream with the inspiration and knowledge to realize the perfection of patience and to abandon anger in all its forms. Repeat that silently twice. With the first recitation, visualize white light coming from chenrezig, entering the crown of your head, filling your body and mind, and purifying you of all obscurations. With the second recitation, visualize orange light in the nature of bestowing all of those realizations that you've requested, again filling your body and mind. Then we'll contemplate some of the advantages of a patient mind. So we think if I am able to remain balanced, peaceful, then I will be able to stay in contact with my own sense of inner contentment. I won't be separated by ill will, animosity, from my own inner joy and contentment. Fewer and fewer other sentient beings will be seen as an enemy as I progress. And those with whom I have easier relationships will increase. In this life, I will experience greater ease, greater happiness. And this practice will help me cut off completely the door to the lower realms. I will more easily take rebirth in the best conducive circumstances, lifetime after lifetime, until I complete the path. So contemplate in these ways and try to give rise to a stable insight that recognizes this mind of balance and freedom from animosity as something extremely valuable. And try to hold your mind in that insight. We can contemplate the disadvantages of an unbalanced, angry mind. We can clearly see that when the mind is disturbed in that way, that peace and contentment are impossible. Any equanimity in the mind, any sense of realistic understanding is uprooted by the mind of hatred or animosity. Each time that we practice anger, we create a deeper habit, a deeper tendency to turn toward anger to solve our problems, thereby increasing division, separation, and even ultimately delaying our own spiritual progress. So contemplate in these ways and try to recognize that the mind of anger, animosity, hatred, these are poisons in the mind. They generate a strong wish to be separated from those habits and tendencies that give rise so easily to our own suffering and motivate us to cause suffering for others. And contemplate some antidotes to the angry mind, recognizing that when a person engages in some action that we find harmful, they themselves might be under the influence of a negative mental state. They may be unable at that time to choose to relate differently. So recognize that happens to us, and it happens to all other sentient beings. And that lack of control is an indication that sentient beings are objects of compassion. The Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas generate compassion for us when we lack that control, and so we can try to generate it for others when we observe that they've lost control. To try to analyze and see if those who harm us can be thought of as objects of compassion, and try to generate the wish to more and more practice compassion in response to harm. Try to hold your mind in an insight that observes sentient beings who harm us as objects of compassion. Then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And the short prayer until Buddhahood is one of the 8 prayers to benefit the recently deceased. So we can think about that prayer for Patricia's father. So I'll recite it. Until I manifest the holy state of the supreme subduer, may I obtain a basis for accomplishing the pure, noble path, take ordination, and remember all my lives. May I uphold the treasury of many infinite qualities, dharani, confidence, meditative stabilization, clairvoyance, magical emanation, and more. Having attained peerless knowledge, mercy, and ability, may I swiftly perfect the conduct of enlightenment. When I see signs of untimely death, in that very moment may I clearly see the body of Protector Amitayus and destroy the Lord of Death. May I quickly become an immortal knowledge holder in all my lives by the force of Amitayus, directly acting as a virtuous friend of the supreme vehicle. May I never turn away, even for an instant, from this noble path admired by the conquerors. May I never generate a mind that, neglecting sentient beings, hopes for my welfare alone. May I strive for the welfare of others, with skill in means unobscured regarding the way of accomplishing their welfare. Also, by merely expressing and remembering my name, may all those tormented by the result of their negative actions become rich with the glory of sublime happiness, and may they climb the stairway leading to the supreme vehicle. By illustrating a mere fragment of the biographies of the conqueror's children, may all the interferences to the conduct of the conqueror's children be pacified without exception, and may helpful necessities be achieved by just calling them to mind. By the truth of the ruler of the Shakyas, the guides Amitabha, Maitreya, Manjushri, the lord of the secret Avalokiteshvara, and the Sugatas and their retinues, may all these prayers be quickly fulfilled. So we dedicate our meritorious actions for the benefit of all sentient beings, and particularly holding in mind the virtuous, positive rebirth of Patricia's father. Thank you.